Meet the maker.
Brilliant. Hi.
Hi, Steffi.
Our December Meet the Maker video. This is good, isn't it?
It is indeed. Indoors. It's insane to think that meeting people this time is over a computer rather than selling our wares in the actual the halls and everything in the events.
It is odd. But it's just like a different kind of like a new emergence. We'll just I don't know. I think I have actually quite enjoyed it a little bit, kind of the Zoom meetings and things like that.
Oh yeah, you got to do it in a comfy chair with a cup of tea.
Yeah, conveniently, it's made local mug. Why not? It's like nearly empty though. Nearly empty. How have you found being an artist in lockdown? How have you found it all?
Well, it's very weird. It's a weird time for me at the moment anyway, because I'm currently on maternity leave. So yeah, so I've got a little 5-month-old boy, my first, Finnegan. So yeah, so I've not been painting for ages. So it's really, really bizarre. And I haven't been in the studio since before the first lockdown. So it's kind of, I've just been sitting at home, kind of enjoying myself, playing with babies and giving people cuddles, and because we're a mother-daughter business, Jude has been looking after everything else for me. So she's elbows deep in cows, and I'm enjoying lots of tea and naps. But yeah.
I've been like enjoying, don't want to sound weird, but I've enjoyed stalking you through your website and your Etsy page and your Instagram and stuff. And like one of the things I was thinking about when I was looking through your images, which are absolutely gorgeous, your paintings, I was thinking like, where does she, obviously in a field, but how would you go about locating and sourcing so many cows? Do you be like, oh, I need to find such a farmer in such a district in order to find this particular breed of cow?
Yeah.
Like, how do you go about?
It's crazy. Social media plays into it massively now, because I have quite a large following anyway. But if I'm looking, I'll get requests for a certain breed of cow that I won't have seen necessarily in the fields, and so then I'll just put a little shout out and say, has anyone got any Charolais? Has anybody got any? And you'll get messages, oh, come along to the farm and stuff. So that's how I do it. So sometimes I just go for a drive around and spot a field of cows and just go and ask a farmer if I can hop in with them for a bit and take some photos and stuff. And then other times it's just people send me their photos and things as well, just out of the blue. And sometimes there's just a shot that I think, oh god, that will make a absolutely fantastic painting, and we make something like really incredible just out of nothing. So it's a good time. But we've still been going out and finding cows. That is one thing that I have still been doing in lockdown from afar. But going out and spotting some cows, making notes of where they are for the future. So yeah.
You just always making sure you got wellies in the back of your car just in case.
Walking boots. You can't run in wellies.
Oh no, that's a better. Like, I really like. I think your painting is called Posy. It's like a little calf, and it's in pink flowers. Kind of makes me think of Bambi a little bit.
Oh, well, you would like it because you're all about flowers, aren't you?
A little bit. I do like the flowers. Which is your favourite cow? Like, not necessarily image, but like if you could pick a cow, which would be your favourite?
It changes so much. I mean, the Highlands are everybody's, the fan favourites. They're the top picks. But I really like British whites, which they've got a really snowy white coat and then a black muzzle and black ears, jet black ears, and the most gorgeous black eyes. And there's just something about them that's so just the monochromatic kind of feel. And it's so, because there's no reason, it's not like a camouflage thing, where tigers and things have got that, they're all there. You see, I do have baby brain at the moment, so I can't often form sentences. But there's just something about them that's really striking and elegant, and it's a breed that not a lot of people see. So then they find it
Like a
really
secret
fascinating
cow.
to see, and they're like, oh my god, is that an actual type of cow? And it's like, yeah, there's a whole breed that just looks like this. They all look exactly like this. So so that's really cool. But it's always changing. I'll work with a new a different breed. And like when I worked with Texas Longhorns, I originally painted one a while ago, and then I did a new one for this year for Christmas, a Christmas card design this year.
Ooh.
And I mean, they're just exquisite. Like the colors in their coats are just amazing, but their horns are just insane. They're absolutely huge. And this Christmas one, I mean, I love it. And it's got it's called Deck the Horns, and I've dressed all the horns in foliage like holly and fir and things, and then it's got Christmas baubles in, and it's the Texas Longhorn, so they're red, white and blue for the baubles because it's Texas Longhorn, but she's actually in a ranch in Australia, so it's kind of the British flag, the the Australian flag and the American flag, all
nice and global, a nice global cow. Exactly.
So many, it always changes, but I love them all.
So you've got Christmas cards coming out. Do you have like other like Christmassy things?
Yeah, I do. Well, so the Christmas cards are always a real hit, just because I think they're just a twist on your usual thing. And I think this year especially, Christmas cards are going to be a really important thing to send out. I know that a lot of people, they kind of don't really bother with them anymore, or they're going out of fashion a little bit, but this year, because we don't know what Christmas is going to be this year, and I think it's really, really important to just kind of put, you know, a little note through someone's story, sharing the Christmas spirit, and it really makes people smile and stuff. So this is one of my ones, with the Highland cow with the lights in her hair and stuff. And it's just one of those that people just say, oh, they just make me smile so much. And I think when it's a card that it's obviously been a bit of thought being shown and stuff, it's really nice. But then for the first time this year as well, which I'm very excited about, I have my Christmas china. So I have my little Highland cow mug, Holly. I just don't know if you can see. She's got holly in her horns and her hair, and so that's the mug. And we've also got it as the 1 pint jug as well, which I am chuffed with, because I use this on my Sunday dinner every week. This is my gravy jug in the other designs, and this year I was like, I need something Christmassy, because it's a great jug. It's a really great jug for pouring, and so it was like,
it's a lovely shape.
Yeah, it is, because they're nice for because quite a lot of people put flowers in jugs now as well, but I put, at Christmas I do like dried twigs, and I spray paint them gold, a few little fir cones, some holly in there, hang some little baubles off, put some little lights in, and they're a really nice centerpiece as well. So if you don't have gravy, voila.
I like how it's quite monochromatic, and then you've got like the little pops of Christmassy colour. Yeah,
that's it. Well, it's that thing that I think sometimes things can be, you don't want to make it too like a cliche almost, and it's nice, because then if you do decide to put flowers in it and things, it's just the black and white, it's nothing clashes, and it's just really, and that's just a really nice touch. So it is festive, but if you wanted to have it all year round, there's nothing to stop you. It's not it's not a Santa's hat or anything like that. So I think that's one of the things that especially makes it a good gift at Christmas, is that it's not something that people can only have out for 1 week of the year and then have to pop it away again. But I'm super chuffed with that. It was really nice to see those come out and arrive. So yeah,
I can imagine, because I've been trying to do cards. This might have been the second year round, with like some flat layers of my crochet pieces. I don't know if I've got one stuck up. They've never.
Crochet pieces are just exquisite. I can never get over them. Like when I see them, we did the York Etsy fair together, didn't we?
Yeah.
The Christmas one, and I mean they're insane. They're really quite breathtaking, because it's tiny. It's so tiny. And crocheting, you think, I mean, I've been crocheting the same blanket that was meant to be done for when Finnegan was born, and it's still not done. But
I can't do blankets. I've done blankets. I've done 2, and I have a lot of admiration for those people that do like blankets, like coming out of the rears, and they do like queen and king size blankets for the bed and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it takes so long, and all of the sewing in the ends and things like that. It's like, no, I don't think I could.
Well, your things, I mean, they're just. So, how long does it take you to do earrings?
Oh, it kind of depends on. It kind of depends on the design. What I often end up doing. So I'll see if I can.
Sorry, I just realised I've completely cut you off about your Christmas cards.
Oh, it's all right. They don't exist. I mean, they're just that was a sample that I got, and like I really like the concept of them. I love the photography of it. It was really well done, but I just haven't been able to find the right printer. So that's really just like
hard.
Yeah,
I think it
takes time and research.
It's one of the most important things I think about this is that sometimes you meet people who have got a really great craft, or artists especially working with other artists, and you see the paintings and things and they're gorgeous, and then you see a print and it's just nowhere near like the same quality and stuff. And when we put so much time and effort and passion into creating like artworks and your jewelry and things, you don't want something that's not gonna, people want to kind of enjoy that in every format that it's in.
I mean, we're so lucky that nowadays we can create artworks of any kind, and if it suits, apply them to things like homeware and textiles, jewellery, stationery. That's something I'd really like to get into at some point, but obviously you want to get it right, and you want to get you need to get the right people to help you with that. That's just something that I'm going to work out doing. Oh, what happened to the sound? Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can. I heard a little Dalek pop in.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's gone. That's all right. Not a problem. I can go back to what you asked about the earrings, though, about how long they take. So, thing is, I don't know how good my camera's going to be, but these are a pair of drops that I do. These would have taken me maybe about an hour to make, but I would have had to make maybe two, like 3 or 4, get a matching pair, and then I put my remainder ones in a little box for when I make the next batch, and just hope that I find one that matches them. I've got like a box of lonely earrings.
It's like blind date the earrings.
A little bit, yeah. And it does make me happy when they like unite, and I'm like, yes, you see.
So emotional. So beautiful.
It's like it doesn't matter how long you've crocheted for. It doesn't matter how good or how tight your tension is, because like you always talk about tension when it comes to knitting and crochet. That's the hook that I use. It's tiny.
How?
It's a 0.5 millimeter. You can get smaller ones like 0.35, but you always end. Sorry.
Eyesight must be incredible.
No, it absolutely isn't. I lost my glasses before lockdown, and I haven't been to the optician since.
So nothing matches.
Especially I mean, I've done my Etsy orders for the day. Like, I even hope that they're in the right colours they've asked for.
You're meant to be selling yourself here, Steffi.
But they're like it doesn't matter how good or like how uniform the stitches are, you're always going to end up with pieces that like are ever so slightly different. But I also think that's the nice thing about what I do, because every person that has a pair of my skull earrings, because they're all individually handmade, they're all going to be ever so slightly different and unique to them and the owner. I wonder if I've got some. I think
that's really nice. It's a really nice thing, and I think that, I mean, it's what makes our products special, isn't it? That they're not like just mass produced, like printed or kind of cookie cutter thing. It is, every single one is a slight variation, like a
you can't find what we do in Primark. So like that is
not at all. And I think actually that's what I'm really excited about for lockdown, is that it's taking people from the high street and saying, like somewhere like Etsy, literally type in what you think someone might like, and it will be there in some form, you know, whether it's coming from someone in like the deep south in America or someone in Northern Ireland or someone, you will be able to find it. And I think that's what people do with me. They just go in and they type Hereford cow and just hope, or card for a farmer, and just hope that, and it is there for you, so you don't have to buy kind of that'll do presents that you might well get from 5 other people. You know, you can find something that's really tailored
like
to them.
Like the generic socks and things like that. You can get something a little bit, well, you could get socks from Etsy, but like special socks.
Yeah, exactly.
Handmade socks.
I really hope that it kind of transforms people's way of Christmas shopping and stuff, and it's an exciting thing. It's like a little treasure hunt. It's well, I find Etsy really exciting that way anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think it's certainly gonna change the way I'm going to be shopping this year, because I'm not ashamed to admit I am a bit of like an eBay and Amazon fiend, but this year, especially with everything that's been going on, it's going to make me think a little bit differently in terms of my shopping, but also quality over quantity. I think this time,
definitely
more thriller, less filler, a little bit. Sort of like maybe one thing that's really, really special, rather than just the volume of presents. Like making sure you get somebody like enough, just get like one special thing.
And I know as well, you package your things really cutely as well, don't you?
Thank you. Like I try. I like the packaging as much, if not more, than the crochet, to be quite honest with you. I've also recently got, I want a pegboard, like everything fits in the pegboard. I've recently got like my new little thank you cards as well, so they are now like nice and small. They've got a little space at the back for notes. I put my earrings in 2 types of foldable envelopes. Now, if we were doing Etsy Made Local, how we usually do, when you purchase from me, you get to choose like your own colourful envelope, and then the double-sided different patterns, and you end up like with one where you have like a little window and they stick out. Wrap it in tissue paper, and then I put them in like a bigger envelope like this, which is nice because it makes them super postable as well.
It makes it but it's great because like I could order this to send to my godmother or whatever, and I can just send that straight to her door. I don't have to, oh my gosh,
little washi tape.
It's so sweet. And you don't get that from Amazon and eBay. You just don't get it, do you? It's those are the really special touches that shows just how much we love what we do, you know.
Well, yeah, definitely. And I also think that the nice thing about like the opportunity that Etsy sellers have is to make the kind of receiving mail experience that little bit more exciting, like the unwrapping experience. Like it is an experience. It's not just the product, it's everything that comes around with it. I'm not saying like it should come with like free sweets and LED lights and like confetti like exploding everywhere as you open a packet, but just like something that's just like a little bit sort of more special.
Well, for us, I mean, for example, for us, we don't have especially special packaging, but I like to send out, there's a poem called Ode to a Cow, which is a really lovely poem that was published in a farming magazine back in the early 1900s. And it's just a really lovely poem about going and looking at cows, and I always put that in with an order, and it's just something that people can keep on their fridge, and it just makes me really happy when I'm having a stressed out day. So I put that in, but also just putting in plenty of packaging material and things, because so often you will order things that are fragile and they'll arrive and, you know, either they are broken or you think, how is this not broken, because it's got like a single piece of tissue paper around it or what have you, and it's just making sure that your products are going to get to people safely, and that they've been packed with as much care as you've put into every stage of production, you know.
Well, I was looking through your Facebook, and you've got that like really nice, I'm going to call it fluted. I know it's not fluted, but it's like it stretches and it's recyclable, but it's cardboard, and it's.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you do that for like all of your like delicate glass items.
Yeah, the Flexi Hex. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, yeah. It's just, you know, it's things like that. It is just all the finishing touches, and then we have a little Christmas cow sticker, which is Alfie with his little Christmas hat that goes on the outside of the packaging. Oh. And then when people get through their door, it's just like, oh, Christmas Lawrence cows. So yeah, I look, but it's those things that are so special about Christmas, isn't it? That, you know, that we love and stuff. So yeah,
I think it does give us kind of the opportunity for new traditions as well. Like this Christmas for me is not going to be the same as other Christmases, but I'm going to embrace it. Whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't have to be. It's a nice way. I mean, we've all celebrated, you know, so many of us have had birthdays in lockdown, and
actual births,
like that. Actual births.
Yeah.
And yeah, and everything is different, but it's, you know, you make out of it what you can and stuff, and yeah, and it's just, so to be able to, as so many of us are at home with not much to do, it's nice to just put that little bit extra time into your Christmas shopping and just think, oh, you know what, let's just make this a bit fun this time, try something different, try something new, rather than just kind of yeah, I think I've spent so much time on Amazon finding baby things, you know, that I'm a bit kind of I think I've OD'd now on Amazon, so steering clear there. But so what are your top picks then for Christmas? What's your top pick from your shop? What would you say is an essential for people at Christmas? What's their all round?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just looking at my box and I'm like, what do I pick? Because I like to have this box of my craft fairs, and I've got all my pieces in. Like when I'm making my stock, some of them are made up earrings, and some of them are just like little crochet pieces that are just awaiting to have like the earrings attached to them. And I'm just trying to have a think. Well, I can talk to you about my popular pieces. So I've got a Yorkshire Rose lapel pin. I haven't kind of put it in front of my face in the hope that it focuses. It's got, so it's sterling silver. I do some soldering work with this as well, because I do know some kind of traditional jewellery making techniques, some. And it's got about 3 layers of crochet flowers which make up the Yorkshire Rose, which is really nice because it's like a unisex item as well. People have bought these for weddings, which is really nice. Like, oh, my big thing.
Yeah.
Like part of a special day. My Peacock earrings, for some reason I've only got one in my box. I only just started making them this year, but they've become really popular as well, because they're actually quite big. I usually do like little floral pieces, like my little forget-me-nots. I just seem to have everything here. Like, that's really little. Like it's little stuff that I usually do. But more recently, so because I've got kind of 2 aspects to my business. I have the pieces that I make to sell. I like to think of myself as a jewellery maker before anything. But I'm a pattern designer as well, and I sell my crochet patterns online on Etsy, and also a little bit on other sites like Ravelry as well. So it's quite nice because crochet is quite collaborative, in the sense that, especially with like Facebook and stuff, sharing patterns or ideas of what they've made, people can not just buy some of my designs, but they can also make some of the designs themselves as gifts or for themselves.
Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? And during lockdown and stuff, for people to be like, you know what, I'm going to dedicate some time and try this, and then if it fails, they can just buy the finished item.
Well, the nice thing about it as well is, so let's take my holly leaf for example. So I've got one holly leaf here, and I released it quite late over Christmas last year. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there.
Yeah,
it's there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I released it as a pattern in December last year, I remember releasing it. A few people bought it. It was really popular, which I was really pleased with, because it was a pattern that took me ages to work out. I've been trying to do it for years and it's never been right. And all of a sudden I'll get sort of like pictures on different Facebook forums or in Instagrams, and they're like, oh, I've taken this holly leaf pattern, but I've made it like as a Terry's chocolate orange cover. Like they've taken my patterns and given it different applications, like bunting or like flower bouquets and things, because the patterns that I sell isn't, I mean, I say it's micro crochet, I mean it is, but the patterns themselves can be used with thicker yarns and hooks if you don't want to do micro crochet, to give them different applications, which is quite nice. It's nice for me to kind of see how other people interpret the patterns.
That's cool. That's cool. And then you can even just, I mean, something like that, because is it a PDF download?
Yeah, it's instant.
So you can email it to people as well if you wanted to, like if you were to buy it as a gift for somebody, you can just pop it in them an email.
And then it's
one
nice.
Of the things with my stuff is that I think quite a lot of people would never think about buying artwork for someone, because although I've shown you like bits of my homework, predominantly I am art, so it's prints and things like that, and it's not something that necessarily a person would think about to buy for a Christmas present. You wouldn't exactly go Christmas shopping in a gallery and stuff, but it's a really nice gift, and especially now that we are spending so much time in home. One of the really nice things that I like about my artwork is that it's kind of a window to the outside, you know. It's a lovely landscape with a little curious cow kind of popping their head around the corner and stuff.
And they do look so curious, the way you paint them.
Yeah, they are really curious, and it's such a nice like time. We've had a surge of people just buying artwork and just saying, you know, they make it, just brightens up my room and makes me smile. Like now my home office is just a nicer place to be, rather than just kind of my spare bedroom with the ironing board shoved in the corner and squashed in and everything. So I think I'm hoping that people kind of will start buying things like art as gifts for people, and it's just something that they can have on the wall and just treasure, and it gets passed down generations as well. And I think that's a really lovely thing about artwork, because you can so easily buy multiple presents for a person and end up spending the same or even more than you would on kind of a limited edition print or what have you. And things kind of get outgrown, or they kind of, you know, they go out of fashion and things like that. And when it's something that's just timeless on your wall, kind of just keeping you company and that you can enjoy every day. So I'm really glad that people are buying the art, and it's making people happy, because that's why I paint it.
And like, who doesn't love a soft, cute cow? But yeah, gorgeous.
Wasn't that to like?
I mean, I had to repaint this studio space because I had some like wall damage and stuff. I'm sure I'm not the only person that's gone and done some DIY during lockdown and thought, well, I can completely like transform this room now. I need something a little bit extra to it, or just something new. And like that's where your stuff comes in.
And it's a great time to treat yourself as well, isn't it? It's not all about Christmas shopping and things. You can find some really lovely things for yourself along the way, and it's, as we're all spending time at home, it's nice to kind of treat ourselves to those bits that make home, you know, the happy place you want it to be.
And just little ways of celebrating your hard work as well.
Yeah.
If you've gone and painted a wall, reward yourself.
It's great as well. People will be like, oh, when did you get that painting? Oh, I got that painting I got it during lockdown. You remember? Oh my God, yeah, I remember that crazy time. Yeah, well, it just made me smile. Oh yeah, that's a really nice. I love doing that.
And then in sort of maybe even like 100 years, like your grandchildren will be looking at that painting and be like, oh, tell us about that. And they'll be like, oh, well, there was, you know, the great lockdown of 2020. 2020?
Yeah, as we fly around in our hover car.
Yeah, a little bit.
But no. Well, it's been lovely chatting with you, Steffi. And
Very nice.
yeah, and just keep doing what you're doing, because I love it.
Oh, thank you.
I love
And you
it.
too.
I've never seen anything like it before, and it really is one of those things that, I mean, this, from you holding it up to the camera, you can't possibly get the full depth and everything of it and stuff. So yeah, I really hope that it's that you have a very good Christmas, because you've got something so unique and lovely, and I think, yeah,
Thank you.
It needs sharing with the world. You've
Definitely
made
yours.
yeah.
The colours and the faces and how fuzzy they are and how happy your paintings are. I could say the exact same thing about yours.
I miss them. Yeah. I've had to keep kind of just going into the studio just to see them every so often, because I just am not. I've got a couple of cows on the wall. We've got one in the nursery, and we've got one of my best sellers that's sold out. Gone with the wind. He's over there. The windswept piling cow. Yeah, but I need to. I keep going back to the studio just to see them, because I love them, and especially at Christmas, I do back-to-back shows, and they'd be on the walls constantly around me all the time. My little herd, and yeah, and I'm not spending any time with them. They're on my they're on my table though, of course. I've got all my I've got all my placemats out of my so yeah, they're still here.
Well, I mean, next year we don't know what it's going to be like. New opportunities, new obstacles to overcome, but you still have your cows, so it's fine. Yeah,
the cows will always be there. Got your back.
Well, good talking to you. So, 5th to the 6th of December.
Yeah,
that's when the date is. I will be looking at your stuff and finding myself some cards and things.
Jude will be there to answer everybody's questions. I will be busy napping and changing nappies, and
as you should,
singing head, shoulders, knees, toes, and on repeat. But yeah,
sounds pretty good to me.
Jude will be holding down the fort and doing all the amazing stuff that she does. So yeah, I tell you what, you appreciate. I mean, we always appreciate family anyway, but she's doing an absolute stellar job. Bless her.
She's a lovely lady. Yeah, I'm sure she will do. I'm sure she'll do absolutely fine. She did great on the last local. So yeah,
she does us proud. So yeah.
Well, I will see you then next month. I'll see you and Jude.
Yeah.
See you / Jude. Just see Jude.
Yeah.
It's all good.
There we are.
All right then.
I'll go.
I will.
Go for
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.